Welcome to another explosive episode breakdown on your favorite celebrity drama channel, where we dive deep into the most shocking moments from daytime TV that have everyone talking. Today, we're dissecting the unbelievable incident involving Nicholas Ralph, the charming star of the beloved series All Creatures Great and Small, and how he was dramatically kicked off the set of Loose Women following a heated clash with panelist Denise Welch. Picture this. The studio is buzzing with anticipation as the audience settles in for what should be a light-hearted chat about veterinary adventures in the picturesque Yorkshire Dales. Nicholas, with his boyish good looks and Scottish accent that could melt butter, strides onto the set wearing a smart casual outfit and a crisp shirt tucked into tailored trousers, exuding the kind of humble confidence that has won him legions of fans since his breakout role as James Harriet. The panelists, including the ever-professional Ruth Langsford, the witty Janet Street Porter, and the empathetic Colleen Nolan, greet him warmly with applause echoing through the room. Denise Welch, known for her no-holds-barred opinions and history of sparking debates on everything from mental health to celebrity culture, sits there with a smile that seems genuine at first, but those in the know might detect a glint of mischief in her eyes. As the interview kicks off, Ruth starts by praising the show's latest season, highlighting how it captures the essence of rural life during wartime, with heartwarming stories of animal rescues and budding romances that keep viewers hooked week after week. Nicholas responds graciously, sharing anecdotes about working with adorable calves and sheep, and how the cast bonds over pints at local pubs after long shooting days. He mentions the challenges of filming in unpredictable weather, like trudging through mud in period costumes, but emphasizes the joy it brings to audiences seeking escapism. The conversation flows smoothly, with Janet chiming in about her own experiences with pets, recounting a hilarious story of her cat causing chaos at home, which has everyone laughing. Colleen nods along, asking about Nicholas's preparation for the role, delving into how he studied real veterinarians to authentically portray the procedures, from birthing lambs to treating injured horses. The atmosphere is convivial, the kind of feel-good segment that Loose Women is famous for, blending entertainment with a touch of inspiration. But lurking beneath the surface is the potential for sparks, as Denise has a reputation for pushing boundaries, often turning interviews into battlegrounds where she challenges guests on their views or personas. Viewers at home are sipping their tea, unaware that this seemingly innocent appearance is about to erupt into one of the most memorable walk-offs in the show's history. Nicholas, oblivious to the storm brewing, continues to charm with tales of on-set pranks involving co-stars like Callum Woodhouse and Rachel Shenton, painting a picture of a tight-knit family production. He speaks passionately about the importance of storytelling that honors Siegfried Farnon's real-life inspirations, touching on themes of resilience and community that resonate in today's world. The panel seems engaged, with Ruth steering the discussion toward Nicholas's personal life, gently probing about his rise from theater to television stardom, and how he handles the newfound fame without letting it go to his head. It's all going swimmingly, or so it seems, until Denise decides to interject with her first pointed comment, setting the stage for the chaos to unfold. As the interview progresses into its second phase, the tone shifts subtly at first, like a cloud passing over the sun on an otherwise bright day. Nicholas is in the middle of explaining the emotional depth required for scenes where his character deals with loss, whether it's a beloved pet or the strains of war. When Denise Welch leans forward, her expression turning from polite interest to something more skeptical, she interrupts with a quip that catches everyone off guard. "Oh come on, Nicholas, it's not exactly rocket science, is it?" Pretending to be a vet in fancy dress while frolicking in the fields? The audience gasps slightly, a murmur rippling through the crowd, but Nicholas, ever the gentleman, chuckles it off, responding with, "Well, Denise, there's a bit more to it than that." The emotional authenticity, the historical accuracy. But Denise isn't done. She presses on, her voice rising just a notch, accusing him of romanticizing a bygone era that glosses over real hardships faced by women during that time, implying the show is out of touch with modern feminism. Ruth tries to mediate, saying, "Denise, let's hear Nicholas out," but the spark has been lit. Nicholas defends the series, pointing out strong female characters like Mrs. Hall and Helen, who embody independence and strength, drawing from the original books by James Herriot. He shares how the production team consults historians to ensure respectful portrayals, but Denise counters with examples from her own career, ranting about how male-led narratives dominate TV and how actors like him get undue praise for minimal effort. The other panelists exchange uneasy glances. Janet jumps in with a joke to lighten the mood. Denise, love, not every show's a soap opera battle, but it falls flat as Denise doubles down, questioning Nicholas's authenticity. Are you really that humble, or is it all an act to charm the grannies who watch your show? The audience shifts uncomfortably, some booing softly, while others whisper in shock. Nicholas maintains his composure, his face flushing slightly but his voice steady, as he explains his background in theater, the years of auditions and rejections before landing this role, emphasizing that success is a team effort. He tries to steer back to positive territory, mentioning fan letters from viewers who find solace in the show's wholesome content amid turbulent times. Colleen supports him, sharing her own stories of facing criticism in the industry, but Denise interrupts again, this time more personally, mocking his accent as put on posh and suggesting he's riding on the coattails of more established stars. The tension thickens like fog in the Dale's producers in the control room are likely sweating, debating whether to cut to commercial. Nicholas pauses, takes a deep breath, and responds thoughtfully, Denise, I respect your opinions, but this feels like an attack rather than a discussion. The exchange highlights the clash of personalities, Nicholas's calm, measured approach versus Denise's fiery, unfiltered style that has made her a loose women staple. Viewers at home are glued to their screens, social media already buzzing with hashtags like #loosewomendrama and #SaveNicholas. As the segment drags on, Denise veers into accusing the show of being escapist fluff that ignores real-world issues like mental health, ironically given her advocacy work, but twisting it to belittle Nicholas's contributions. He counters by noting how the series addresses PTSD and loss subtly, but she's not listening, her gestures becoming more animated, pointing fingers and raising her voice. The other women attempt to redirect, with Ruth suggesting a break, but the damage is escalating, turning what was meant to be promotional fluff into a full-blown confrontation that will be replayed in clips for weeks. Nicholas's patience is wearing thin, his smiles becoming forced, as he wonders how a simple chat turned so sour so quickly. The clash reaches a boiling point in this pivotal part of the interview, where words fly like daggers across the Loose Women set, transforming the cozy chat show into an arena of verbal combat. Denise Welch, fueled by what seems like a personal vendetta, perhaps stemming from her own experiences in the spotlight or just a bad day, launches into a tirade about celebrity entitlement, directly aiming at Nicholas Ralph with barbs like, you actors think you're saving the world by playing dress-up with animals, but it's all smoke and mirrors. The audience erupts in a mix of boos and gasps, some cheering Denise for her boldness, others defending Nicholas with applause. He sits there, stunned, his hands clasped tightly in his lap, trying to process the onslaught. Denise, I came here to talk about a show that brings joy to people, he says evenly. But she cuts him off, mocking the emotional scenes as overacted sob stories designed to tug at heartstrings for ratings. Ruth Langsford, the anchor, raises her voice to intervene. All right, let's keep it civil, ladies and gent, but the momentum is unstoppable. Janet Street Porter adds her 2 cents, criticizing Denise for being too aggressive. Ease up, Denise, he's not the enemy. While Colleen Nolan looks mortified, mouthing apologies to Nicholas. Undeterred, Denise pivots to Nicholas's personal life, insinuating he's not as down-to-earth as he claims, perhaps alluding to rumored relationships or lifestyle choices, though keeping it vague enough to avoid libel. Nicholas, his Scottish brogue thickening with emotion, stands his ground. This is bullying, plain and simple. I won't sit here and be disrespected. The camera zooms in on his face, capturing the hurt in his eyes, a stark contrast to his usual affable demeanor. The panel descends into chaos, with overlapping voices, Denise shouting about authenticity, Janet defending free speech, Ruth calling for order. Behind the scenes, producers are frantic, signaling to wrap it up, but the live format means it's all unfolding in real time. Nicholas shares a quick glance with the audience, many of whom are on their feet, showing support with nods and claps. He speaks of his journey from a small-town boy in Nairn to starring in a hit series, the sacrifices like missing family events for filming, to underscore his dedication, but Denise twists it, calling it a sob story for sympathy. The heat intensifies as she questions the show's relevance in 2023, labeling it outdated nostalgia that ignores diversity and progressive values. Nicholas retorts that art evolves and the remake includes modern sensibilities, but she's relentless, her face reddening as she gestures wildly. The other panelists try to pivot to audience questions, but Denise dominates, turning the spotlight on herself with anecdotes from her Waterloo Road days, comparing acting chops unfavorably. Nicholas's frustration builds visibly. He shifts in his seat, his posture straightening as if preparing for battle. Viewers sense the impending explosion, tweets flooding in with opinions divided, as some calling Denise a truth-teller, others labeling her a bully. The segment, meant to be 10 minutes, stretches longer due to the drama, advertisers probably thrilled with the ratings spike. Finally, Nicholas addresses Denise directly. "If you have an issue with me or the show, let's discuss it maturely, not like this." But her response is a scoff. "Mature? You're the one playing pretend for a living." This personal jab crosses a line, and the audience's reaction turns predominantly against Denise, with murmurs of disapproval growing louder. The clash exemplifies the risks of live TV, where unscripted moments can make or break reputations. As the argument circles, repeating points with increasing volume, Nicholas's calm facade cracks just a bit, hinting at the walk-off to come. In the heart of the storm, the Loose Women studio becomes a pressure cooker, with Nicholas Ralph at the center of Denise Welch's unrelenting assault, pushing him to his limits in a display of raw emotion rarely seen on daytime television. Denise, her voice booming over the others, accuses Nicholas of being part of a privileged elite in acting, coasting on good looks and luck rather than talent, which draws sharp intakes of breath from the crowd. He counters firmly but politely, "Talent is subjective, Denise, but hard work isn't. I've earned my place." The back and forth intensifies, with Denise dredging up old interviews where Nicholas praised his co-stars, twisting them to suggest he's insecure about his own abilities. Ruth Langsford desperately tries to de-escalate, "Let's focus on the positive aspects of the show," but Denise ignores her, pivoting to critique the animal welfare on set, implying corners are cut for drama. Nicholas, an animal lover himself, defends the production's strict protocols, mentioning vets on site and ethical guidelines, but she's dismissive. "Words are cheap. Show me proof." Janet Street Porter jumps to his aid. "Denise, you're out of line. This is a guest, not a debate opponent." Colleen Nolan adds, "We all have bad days, but this is unnecessary." The audience is divided, some chanting "Let him speak," while others egg Denise on. Nicholas shares a vulnerable moment, admitting the pressures of fame, like paparazzi intrusions and online trolls, hoping to find common ground with Denise's own mental health advocacy. But she turns it against him. "Don't use that as a shield. Real struggles aren't glamorous like yours." The escalation feels personal now, as if Denise is projecting past grievances onto him. Producers flash signs to wrap, but the live energy keeps it going. Nicholas's body language shifts as he uncrosses his arms, leans forward, his eyes locking onto Denise's with a mix of disbelief and resolve. He recounts specific scenes, like operating on a dog in the rain, to illustrate the physical and emotional toll, but Denise laughs it off as Hollywood magic. The other panelists grow frustrated. Ruth warns Denise, "You're crossing into rudeness now." The clash highlights generational and stylistic differences, Nicholas's reserved, respectful approach clashing with Denise's confrontational style honed from years in tabloids. Social media explodes, with celebrities tweeting support for Nicholas, calling the interview a train wreck. As Denise presses on about the show's whitewashed history, ignoring diverse casting updates, Nicholas interrupts for the first time, "Enough, this isn't productive." The audience applauds, emboldening him. Denise retorts, "Truth hurts, doesn't it?" sparking more chaos. Janet tells Denise to button it, leading to a side argument among panelists. Nicholas watches, shaking his head, the weight of the moment sinking in. He speaks of respect in the industry, how collaborations thrive on it, subtly shading Denise's behavior, but she fires back, threatening, "Keep this up, and you'll see how quickly doors close in this business." Gasps fill the room, even her co-panelists look shocked. Nicholas stands slowly, buttoning his jacket. "I won't be threatened or belittled, thank you for having me, but I'm done." The walk-off begins, but not before he turns to the audience. "Thank you for your support. Remember, kindness costs nothing." Denise shouts after him, "Coward, running away like your character from responsibility." But he's already offset, the door slamming metaphorically behind him. The studio falls into stunned silence, broken by Ruth's apology. "We're sorry for that. Nicholas is a lovely man." The incident cements itself as TV gold, replayed endlessly. With Nicholas Ralph's dramatic exit fresh in the air, the Loose Women set descends into aftermath pandemonium, as the panelists grapple with the fallout from Denise Welch's heated clash that led to him being effectively kicked off amid the tension. As Nicholas disappears backstage, the audience erupts in a standing ovation for him, boos directed at Denise, who sits defiantly with arms crossed, muttering, "He couldn't handle the heat." Ruth Langsford quickly takes control, addressing the camera. "We apologize to Nicholas and our viewers for any discomfort. That wasn't how we intended the segment to go." Janet Street Porter turns to Denise. "What were you thinking? That was uncalled for." Sparking an on-air spat among the women, Colleen Nolan chimes in. "Denise, sometimes your passion overrides courtesy. He didn't deserve that." Denise defends herself. "I'm just being real. Not everyone gets a free pass." But the tide is against her, with audience members shouting "Bully!" and "Shame on you." Producers cut to commercial hastily, but not before capturing the raw emotions. Backstage, rumors swirl of Nicholas being consoled by staff, perhaps even considering legal action for defamation, though he later dismisses it gracefully in statements. Social media ignites with #TeamNicholas trending worldwide, fans praising his poise and criticizing Denise's aggression. Celebrities like his co-stars rally online, Rachel Shenton tweeting, "Nicholas is the kindest soul." That was appalling." Denise, no stranger to controversy, posts a half apology later. "Spirited debate got out of hand. No hard feelings, but it's met with backlash." The show issues an official statement. "We value diverse opinions but regret the escalation. Nicholas is welcome back anytime." Analysts debate if this boosts or harms Loose Women's ratings. A drama sells. After all, Nicholas, in interviews post-incident, reflects philosophically, "It was disappointing, but it shows we're all human." He uses the platform to promote mental health awareness, turning negativity into positive. Denise faces internal repercussions, perhaps a talking to from bosses, as viewer complaints flood in. The clash becomes fodder for late-night shows, with parodies exaggerating the walk-off. In-depth articles explore Denise's history of on-air feuds, from past guests to co-panelists, questioning if her style fits the show's evolving tone. Nicholas's career, far from damaged, sees a sympathy boost, with All Creatures Great and small viewership spiking as fans tune in supportively. The incident sparks broader discussions on TV etiquette, guest treatment, and the line between debate and disrespect. Months later, Loose Women addresses it in a special segment, with panelists reflecting on lessons learned. Nicholas declines to return immediately but hints at future appearances. Denise softens her image with charity work, but the memory lingers. This event underscores the unpredictability of live TV, where a simple promo can spiral into legend. Fans create memes, from Nicholas's calm responses to Denise's fiery expressions, keeping the buzz alive. Ultimately, Nicholas emerges stronger, his reputation for class intact, while Denise navigates the controversy with her trademark resilience. The story serves as a cautionary tale for hosts and guests alike, reminding everyone that words have power, and confrontations can redefine careers in an instant. As the dust settles, the TV world moves on, but this clash remains etched in Loose Women lore. Wrapping up our deep dive into the Nicholas Ralph and Denise Welch clash on Loose Women, we reflect on the long-term ripples of that heated moment that culminated in him being kicked off the set, leaving viewers and insiders alike pondering the dynamics of celebrity interviews.